So first off, I'm going to preface this video by saying I'm not an expert. This is for entertainment value only. I made my living installing tires many years ago. I'm going to throw you some ideas and things I picked up along the way in me installing my own tires now, even though I'm not getting paid to do it anymore. These tires I installed last fall. Mud season has just hit us in the last couple days, which when mud season gets here usually means farming season's right around the corner, and calcium needs to find its way back into these tires. So what I do, there's a couple different ways I do this, but the way I found that works the best for me is I take one of these wet stems, which normally goes in your tire valve, and I modify it by cutting off the threads where your chuck would normally clip, right here, and drilling a 7/32 hole through it to get the fluid to flow through it faster. So you just have that little guy right there. Then you screw that little guy back in your tube. There are stainless steel valve inserts out there. I wouldn't try and drill through one of those. Save that to put back in your tire after you're done. Use one of the brass ones to drill through. So I'm going to take this little guy. I'm going to screw this in an uninflated tire, obviously. And then I'm going to take this piece of 3/8 hose and a hose clamp. Grab my drill. So a piece of 3/8 hose clamp, impact driver. We're going to slip that on. We're going to tighten that up. Give her a couple clicks, make sure it's good and tight. And then that hose I have attached to a common sprayer pump like you use in a garden sprayer or an RV water supply. This particular one has a pressure switch in it, so it can't go above 40 pounds, which kind of for like safety measures is kind of smart in case you walk away from it and forget it so you don't blow your tire up. 40 is way more than you want to run in the tire, but it will shouldn't blow up at 40 pounds if you do something wrong. All right, and then I have this just hooked up to a battery, and then I just have my hose in a barrel of calcium chloride solution, which it's really foamy and gunky, but we're just going after the clean stuff on the bottom. We turn that on, pump kicks on. You hear it picking up, going through the pump, and she's going in the tire right now. This is a 4 gallon per minute pump. It doesn't go quite that many gallons per minute through that little 7/32 orifice, but it's the fastest method I've found.
I think it's trying to get prime.
I wasn't in the juice, I was on top.
There it goes.
The foam was so thick it was sitting on top. But you don't want to be on the bottom because
there's rust and stuff down there.
There's sludge on the bottom too, or you can actually, if you don't get your calcium stirred up, the bag of calcium is if you want to show what calcium looks like out comes. You can actually pick up calcium in your hose, and you'll pack your hose through full of like a solid rock, basically.
Ah, okay.
So in this 20.838, it's going to take about, I think I have 350, 400 pounds of calcium going in this tire. Some of that's already mixed because I'm going to drain some out of this other smaller tire that I need to dismount. And the same method works for draining a tire. Orient your valve stem with a cut off valve core like we showed before, another hose on it. And you can just plumb that into your pump as well and just suck the calcium right out of it like you would an aerosol can by the valve being at the lowest point in the tire. I already started sucking this up. Every 20-30 gallons, you probably want to stop and let the air out of the tire because you're forcing, you still filming?
Mm-hmm.
Stop and let the air out of the tire because you're forcing pressure into the tire and it's going to flow slower accordingly. So that's just what I do, every half a barrel. When you mix the calcium solution up, use cold water. The calcium gives off a ton of heat when you mix it in with water. Water temps will come up 40, 50 degrees easily mixing the stuff in. So if you use hot water, while you would think hot water would work better to dissolve the salt, which it does, you can make your water like really hot, which I don't think it's ideal either. So you can see we're going down 2 inches just in me talking there. That's 5 gallons. So we'll take a break here and I'll show you when I'm sucking some out of the tire to show you how it works the same way. So the same way we pumped out of the barrel, you can pump out of a tire. I have a hose hooked up to the valve stem. we'll turn the pump back on. If you don't have one of these pumps and you just want to move fluid from one tire to another tire, you can use compressed air by having your tire, which you're pumping the fluid out of, inflated, say like 10 pounds of air in it, and use a hose from one tire to the other tire and just force the fluid into the tire by using the air pressure in the other tire, kind of like an aerosol can works. But anyway, we're going to use a pump because it's easy. And we go. You see it's starting to move. It's going to work that little bit of air through, and then away it goes. Could have been a crystal salt in there or something too. Alright, so fill it up until you get, and start with the valve stem working at the top. If you fill it to that point, you'll be about 75 to 80% full, which is where you want to be. If you go any fuller than that, you will take the bounciness out of the tire and it'll be kind of like riding on rocks. So we're going to air this back up, and that's the end of the process.